What's up, guys? Got it from Chernobyl Studios, and I have a pretty cool guest here today. Now, you may remember that I chatted with this bearded beauty, I guess it's a week or so ago, in regards to the drum programming stuff that I did, but I absolutely wanted to invite him over here and chat with him because I have been watching this guy since 2013 or 2014, and I've got some questions. So, Fluff, my man, what's going on?
What's up, dude? Good to see you again. Good hangs. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, so like I said, I got a couple questions. Not a lot, but the main reason I actually wanted to chat with you, and I think other people might find this interesting, is really wanted to talk about your journey doing what you do, as in you have YouTube. I know you have a little bit of a touring background before the YouTube stuff.
Yep.
And then just kind of go from there, and how you got to where you are today, and how you kind of see things moving forward, or if what you do now could be a possibility for people who want to get started tomorrow, for example, and just kind of pick your brain a little bit. So if that's cool.
Sure. Yeah. I started posting videos, I guess semi-regularly. It was just a hobby in 2011, but it was really because back then, back in the Stone Age of 2011, there were very, very, very few polished demos. And what I mean by polished is like, if I wanted to hear what an amp sounded like or an overdrive pedal sounded like, people were using camera audio. And the only people that did actual mic'd up audio examples of anything guitar related were the opposite end, the super high production Jim Dunlop, Line 6, Marshall, your big companies paying a camera crew to come in and put microphones, and like they were like in a big old studio. I'm just like, well, I don't know what the fuck that sounds like in my house.
Right.
So I was mad because I had, I think I got a gift certificate or something for like $120 to Musician's Friend. And I wanted an overdrive pedal, and it was between a Fulltone OCD or a Maxon OD808 or something like that. And I couldn't find any examples online that actually had good audio. So I was like, I'm going to make one because, screw this. And I knew how to do video from many years prior when I professionally edited porn before being homeless in Van Nuys, California for a year. So I was like, I can pick it up because gear porn's the same thing. Basically, kind of. There's and
it is, yeah.
Yeah, there's the ins and the outs, and take knob twisting and all that sorts of stuff. So I posted the one video, I think it was an overdrive shootout, it was an A and B, and I kind of fumbled my way through it. I didn't know what I was doing as far as home recording or anything like that, but I placed a mic in front of the 112 I had, and it sounded okay. So I posted it, and that video got 100 views, and I thought,
brutal,
dude, I'm famous. I am fucking famous now.
Dude, 100 views 10 years ago was it was something, actually.
Actually, legit was.
It was
like, whoa.
Well, so, YouTube, it's so funny because I know we're sort of in the same age. Mm-hmm. You're 4 years older than I am.
Yeah.
And so we both can clearly remember before YouTube and after YouTube.
Honestly, yeah. Yes, there was videos. In order to share anything funny or anything like that, it was God help you on whatever site it happened to be hosted on. E-Bombs World, I remember, was a big one.
Yes.
There's all sorts of weird, and there was no, I don't know why I'm doing this, there was no videos on phones. It was just MySpace links and all sorts of things like that. So YouTube really, I remember thinking YouTube was like a service at first, because you couldn't wrap your head around like, wait, so you just upload videos and watch them?
Yeah.
Well, then what are they selling?
Right.
Well, nothing. Like, what? So I remember when that was a brand new thing, and it was cool. And there was no AdSense when I was posting. I mean, there was AdSense, but you had like qualifying, like get chosen to do AdSense. That wasn't a thing. Money wasn't a thing. Yeah. It was just educational, because I always did this stuff with my guitar nerd friends anyway. I would always have people come over to my house, and we would like, let's see what 412 sounds better. And like, I was always that dude in my circle of friends from the 90s. Like, I was always just that nerdy guitar dude, so I just started posting videos about that nerdiness in my spare time.
Well, I mean, that's the way to go. So, I mean, like, and forgive me, but I have to do this. Next question is, what was probably the most frustrating aspect for you when you were getting started doing this?
Talking into a camera with it is like a gift, and it's a skill that is so tough to do well. At the time, there was the Tone King, there was Rob Chappers, there was the early Keith Merrow stuff, and there was Ola England. Now,
Right.
all of those dudes have very unique things about them. Ola writes the most brutal riffs I've ever heard in my entire life, and he's also the nicest dude I've ever met. Rob Chappers shredded, but he was more of a bluesy thing. Tone King had access to a lot of the cool stuff and would do like the really cool shootouts, but none of them, I wanted to be like almost like a TV host, like almost like when you tuned into like a cooking show, like a structured, hi, I'm blah, blah, and today, like I wanted it to be like a high production value. None of those guys did that. They were kind of awkward in front of the camera, or they didn't have good audio for their voice. So I wanted to do that. That was going to be my strength. Because I'm not out shredding Rob Chappers and I'm not out riffing Ola ever. So
I feel ya.
You know what I mean? Like
I get it.
Play to your strengths.
Yeah.
So I decided to do that. So I started reading up and like watching videos on how to publicly speak, because in my mind that was kind of the same thing, because when you're publicly speaking, yeah, you are feeding off the audience a little bit, but more so it's pretty one-sided if you're giving like a presentation or something.
Right.
So talking into a camera lens is there's just nothing. So you have to carry the entire conversation, and that was so fucking tough to do. And I never even talked. I never planned on talking. Like my original catchphrase for my channel was like less talk, more tone, I think, at the time, like way back in like 2011. So I never talked. And then when I did have to talk, I was like, oh, shit. So, okay. So then I would like, you know, my dog would be like talking to the camera and stuff. Like I couldn't, I was so shy, so embarrassed. Oh,
it's so funny that you say that, because you think now just people have no qualms about recording dumb Instagram videos, dumb things that they do. I've told many people I am very happy camera phones did not exist during my childhood. So all the things that I did that were dumb are gone into the memory hole of time.
Thank God. Same.
Really. And so I think for people growing up now who maybe would want to start YouTube now, probably will be perhaps a bit more comfortable. Like, here's the camera, do something. But I totally feel you. I sort of did the same thing. And Ola did the same thing too. He just used that text-to-speech thing, I believe, didn't he?
Yes, that's right. On his like how to mic up a guitar cab and stuff.
Yep.
Yes.
So that's so true, because what happens is like you'll start talking to the camera, right? And you'll be like, it still happens to me. I'll be like, hey guys, fuck. Hey guys, and then you. All right, this is the one. All right, hey guys, and, and then like it just looks so natural, but you've sat there 3 or 4 times working your way through it. In the beginning, I would script word for word what I wanted to say or what I was trying to do, because I just never wanted to make a mistake, because I was like, nope, I want to present everything in the utmost professional manner as possible.
Yeah.
Everything is like, but that is not what people want. They want to see Fluff. They want to see the guy, and there's something to be said about that.
Yeah, and oddly, so like in the like a lot of my favorite YouTubers, like 5 Watt World and like all the bigger, like they'll have some sort of a loose script. I can't do that. Everything I've ever done on the channel is unscripted, off the cuff, off the top of my head. I have to feel like I'm hanging in order to let the info flow.
Okay. Okay.
I will off camera have sometimes I'll have an iPad with some general points to hit, and I'll just thread the needle. So like how much it costs. Like, for example, like how much this guitar costs. Because I'm not, a lot of the times I can remember most of the specs, but I don't want to screw something up if it's like a sponsored video or something like that. Like if you mess up the name of the company or something like that. So like I'll have the price, I'll have like what the body wood is and what the pickups are. Just some basic points that I'll thread the needle through. But other than that, I don't ever have anything written out at all. I just have it all in my head and how I want it to go.
I mean, that's pretty skillful in itself. And that took me a long time to be able to do that personally. Because I was like bullet points, A, B, C, D, E, subset D with these. I mean, like very, very like I want to have everything in order, A to Z, systematic. But it's robotic in a way. You know, it's robotic in a way. And it's not very interesting to watch is what I feel. Like you just can tell now when someone's reading. Like there's a difference between having the notes and then just literally going, "Hello, everybody. Today we are going to look at the." It's like I'm already not interested, you know. But
anybody can do that.
But that's the thing about YouTube back then, the Stone Age. What you're talking about, it was in a way Wild Wild West, insofar as you could have some personality and be pretty spicy, and it wasn't. You know, it's not like today where if we say fuck within 30 seconds, we're in trouble. I've got tits on my shirt, so I'll probably have to blur them out for the first minute of the video.
Demonetized.
I mean, I understand, but then it takes a lot of the fun out of it sometimes.
Yeah. It does. Yeah, I'm glad that. So I always had. So like my nephew Jacob was always into watching my stuff from when he was really young, and that kept me from ever, like I've never cussed on my channel. It's always bleep, but I lean into that kind of stuff. So like on the rare occasion I do cuss, I will bleep it out, but it hits way harder than if all the time I was like fuckity fuck because that's not inherent. Well, I mean that was funny, but it's not inherently funny if I was doing it all the time. So it hits harder.
I get it. I mean, but then again, like some people carve themselves out a space like you have, you know, like Fluff, Riffs, Beers, and Gear. I mean, that's been the tagline since I can remember from 2013. I think. I think it's been like that since as long as I remember you. That's been the tagline. So I mean,
time.
You have the and I'm still trying to figure out what mine is. I just say the same thing. Hey, Scott from Chernobyl Studios, and then I just try to kick into the video. You know, I'm terrible at coming up with ideas for a series, things to try. You know, I have a couple questions about that, but I mean, I'm awful at that stuff. I'm just like, here's what I'm doing. All right, guys, have a good one. That's all.
Standardized intros and outros will give your videos an element of familiarity, and therefore will make the viewer, even though obviously they haven't seen it, they're watching it for the first time. There's a comfort effect on the human level of having a standard intro and outro, and also I change the outros every so often to deliver new information, like, oh, now I have affiliate links, so if you want to help me out, that kind of stuff. So that's passive kind of stuff is why I have the standard outros. I always had the intros. I never had the outros up until 3 or 4 years ago. I just thought they were stupid, and then someone was
outro, wait a minute, I remember, was your first outro you were on the chair with your feet on the desk playing guitar?
Yeah.
That's okay. I remember that one. And I remember going, that is so cool, because you're just sitting there twanging away, and there's no music blaring like tends to happen. Just do derp, 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 logo, link, next video, derp, derp. I remember that. Yeah, I just remember thinking that was so cool.
I'm probably gonna make a throwback to that soon. I need to update it again, and I'm probably it's gonna be less salesman-y, and I won't say anything, and I'll just have on screen like, hey, if you want to support Arrow, and like, that's it.
Yeah, I remember because I was like, that's so cool, because usually the outro is like, wow, you made it to the end of the video. That is so cool. Now just watch the other videos over here, right over here. I got a whole playlist and I got a thing over here, and here you can just, I can suck your dick and rub your balls. Just go ahead and click the links. Everything it'll be great. So y'all see you in the next video, guys. Goodbye. And you're just sitting
hate
there.
that shit too.
Ding, ding, ding. I was like, I actually watched it. I'm like, that's cool. Nice.
Thanks. I was just trying to do something different. Also, I hate being hit over the head with that stuff too, which I think is what I don't like about my current one, or the one that's been up for a while, because I went too far the other way. Because for years, I never, ever, ever asked anyone to subscribe. Mm-hmm. And then, I have my buddy Rob Scallon is like, dude, you should ask them. Ask them to support you. That's okay. That's okay to do if you're being genuine about it. And so I did. And the first time I did that in a video, I had like 2,000 people sub. And I was like, wait, really? You're really not? It took me going, by the way, you can subscribe. And people going, oh yeah. Right. I should totally do that. The amount of people that actually don't subscribe is about 60% of my views. Sure.
I mean, most of my comments come from people who aren't subbed. Because YouTube shows now if they're subbed or not.
But that also is confirmation that your shit's reaching new people, which is the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah. So, it's a double-edged sword. We can complain or be like, oh, cool, la, la, la. Yeah, I hear you, man. So, Fluff, can you do the honors again for the following question?
Should it be next question?
Yes, that's what it should be.
Okay. Next question.
All right.
Yeah.
So was there ever a moment, maybe in the beginning or whatever, where you were like pretty close to just saying fuck this and walking away from YouTube?
Yeah, actually there was a specific time I was spending a lot of time, more time than I should have, maybe, making videos. So at the time I was working at Boeing. I had a desk. I like sat in a cubicle. I was married, and I had found this thing that I really genuinely loved doing. The music. So the YouTube videos were an avenue for me to get back more into playing guitar, while also learning things like lighting and, getting better at video editing and things like that. And it was all these skills coming together in one. And I really I really enjoyed learning all that stuff. And, nothing was happening. I wasn't getting any views. Not that we do it for the views, but like the juice wasn't worth the squeeze for my wife at the time. And she sat me down and she was like, look, do you think you should maybe choose another hobby or something? Because like, this isn't doing anything for you at all. You might as well just be playing video games all the time. Like there's no return as far as, yeah, it's way over the line of, okay, you're doing something to kill time. Now you're no longer coming to birthday parties. You no longer want to hang out with your friends. You're trying to dedicate yourself to this thing that isn't giving you anything in return. And I did have about a week there where I was like, I should probably just not do this anymore. Like, what am I doing? Like, this is stupid. I should be happy with going to my 9 to 5 and then coming home and watching TV until I fall asleep and then doing it all over again. And then I had this guy named Rob Scallon reach out to me like 3 weeks later, and he was like, hey, I'm going to be at NAMM. If you're going to be at NAMM, we should hang out because I love how your stuff sounds. I hate doing audio. We should talk. And so I went to NAMM. I think I was NAMM 2014. Might have been NAMM 2013. And he was like, I can't pay you, but you should mix some of my music for these videos I have ideas for. And I was like, okay, well, you don't have to pay me, but how about you shout me out in the videos? And he was like, yeah, I can do that. He's like, okay, cool. So I have this video idea. I'm gonna do Slayer, but it's gonna be on a banjo. And I was like, that is fucking stupid. You shouldn't do that. Who's gonna watch that?
10 million views later.
Yeah, I was like, who's gonna watch that? I think the first video we did was Metal in Inappropriate Places, and as payment, I cameoed in the video.
Yeah, in the library, I think, right?
Yes.
Well, in the library and the bathroom. And
the slide.
Yeah.
And yeah. And that got licensed by like the European version of Tosh.0 at the time, and like that went super fucking viral right away. And it was like, man, this is like, we're a good team. And so then he was like, okay, I'm going to do the Slayer banjo thing. And I have to figure out how to make banjos cut in a mix with Dave Lombardo's original isolated drum track, which is fucking tough as shit because a banjo is all tack. There's no body to it at all.
Yeah,
it's percussive.
It's literally just
yeah. It's so tough. But I did it, and he loved how it turned out, and that thing went like, that did 1 million views in like the first 10 hours. It was crazy. Kerry King loved it. Kerry King's contacting Rob, and his wife is contacting Rob, like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like, the Raiders loved it, and like, it was just nuts. Rolling Stone is because I was shouted out in it, I'm getting also tagged in like the Rolling Stone write-up about Rob's video and stuff. Like, it was nuts, right? And all of a sudden, all this traffic is being driven to my channel. All of a sudden, like, my numbers just go through the roof. And I didn't quit doing YouTube. And then, I got divorced like a year or two later. Right. But, yeah, to answer that was a very long-winded answer to your question.
It's all good.
Yeah,
it's all good.
Hell yeah. I decided I was going to just quit because I was just like, dude, I should be getting something out of this, or I should be happy doing, I don't know what society tells me should do. I don't know.
I'd like to ask that question because I really want to make a note for anyone, who is just starting or is sort of in the middle of the grind right now, that's pretty much par for the course. There has to be some luck involved. And just at the moment where your wife sits you down and goes, hey, man, Boeing, and then Rob Scallion's like, hey, you should come to NAMM. I mean, we say Rob Scallion now, but even back then he was fairly popular. But
he had 30,000 subs when I met him, and I was like,
dude, I bowed before you.
Dude, 30,000 at that time was like 1 million today. Like, it was more like 100,000 now. That's the big plateau now. But like, that was, yeah, he was a superstar. 30,000 subs for playing an 8-string on his washing machine.
Yeah,
like, that was unbelievable.
Right. So it's normal, I think, when you're gonna have a moment where you go, man, is this, like what you say, is the juice worth the squeeze, and keep your mind open, because while you were thinking about that, you could have not answered that email from Rob, or you could have told Rob, nah, I'm done, not gonna show up at NAMM. I mean, so you never know where the opportunities are going to come from. And I was just really curious to hear your side of the story because, of course, similarly, I was stagnant around 8,000 or 9,000 subs for a long time, and which is fine. I mean, my niche is totally more niche than your niche. I mean, music is the niche, right? Then there's metal.
Right. Yep.
And then there's extreme metal, which is like me.
Yeah.
But I was just stuck there, and I'm like, why? I have no ideas. I don't know what to do. Why am I doing this? And then I was like, I have this really cool system for creating guitar tones. Let me do this thing. And lo and behold, Glenn Fricker stumbles across it. And the rest is the way it is, and because you didn't stop doing YouTube, I didn't stop doing YouTube. That's the only reason that should happen.
Yeah, I remember going stagnant around 10,000 subs as well. I remember it being really difficult to get to 20, like really fucking tough.
I'm about at 15 now. Yeah, it's just like that. It's just like, oh, it's only 15 subs. Fuck that guy. Like, oh, he's almost to 20,000. Ah, come on. This must be some kind of.
Yeah, I don't know what I could probably. I distinctly remember it taking 4 or 5 times as long to reach 20 than it did 10. The first 10, and I don't know why that is, but god damn, just like, can someone watch my stuff, please?
Yeah, please subscribe. Please subscribe to me. Come on.
Please, yeah.
God damn it. That's the outro we really wish we could do. Guys, please would you please subscribe to the fucking channel. Because I'm doing these
outro.
fucking videos.
Dude, please make that your outro. That would be hilarious.
No, I mean, it's okay to be emotional about it. I mean, some people don't. I mean, it's hard. It's fucking hard doing this. And I didn't know. I've had to learn so much stuff like what you're talking about, like the lighting. I'm garbage at that shit. I am so creative in the mix. That's all I'm concerned about. And then it's like, oh, I have to do a video and lights. And then I have to edit it. And then I have to like sort of, oh, the color seems weird. What does that mean, Google? And then, you know, I've spent 3 or 4 hours editing a 20-minute video that goes on YouTube. And literally at the end of the night, I just want to have a beer and play Quake. And I don't want to talk to anyone. You know, so it's sort of similar how my wife's looking at me going,
yeah. Why?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, maybe you can come lay next to your wife, watch a movie. But your answer is no, I gotta finish the video.
Like, no, but the snare tone. Dude, are you hearing this, honey? Like, I'm gonna go fuck with the snare.
It's funny. It's funny now. I've been teaching her some things. Like, okay, like, here, listen to this mix. Like, you hear all this high white noise type stuff happening in the guitar. She goes, yeah. And then I turn on the EQ. She goes, oh, it's gone now. I'm like, hallelujah. But it's not so funny when she comes in and you're demoing a song to get the ideas out, and she goes, that guitar tone sucks. I'm like, babe, I haven't touched it. I'm just recording the guitar parts right now.
We're just worried about the playing, honey.
Yeah. But I love you a lot because you can hear that it sucks. We are meant to be together.
Right. Yeah. That's funny. I think my girlfriend now, we've been together 4 years now, and like it's interesting because she's never known pre all of this me.
Right.
You know,
fair.
Me and my ex-wife, you know, we met when we were kids, and so I think that also had a lot to do with like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, you used to play in bands like 10 years ago, but like this is what the fuck? This isn't worth anything. Like, what are you doing?
You know, I mean, to be fair, it was also at that time. It's like in 2005 when you say I'm going to be a programmer and you don't live in Korea. People are going to be like, yeah. And then Fatality comes out crushing it in Quake and Painkiller and makes hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yeah. Smart businessman makes his own products, and now he lives in fucking Las Vegas and has property and is doing just fine. Then South Korea explodes with StarCraft, and then now being a pro gamer is like, I mean, it's still not socially acceptable, like 100%, but people aren't going to write it off immediately. YouTube back then was the same. Like, you're going to, wait, hold on, Fluff. You're telling me that you're going to make videos for YouTube. You're
describing everything. You're describing every Thanksgiving.
Yep.
For the last 10 years of like my grandparents going, wait, no, but like, what do you do to make money? How do you eat? And I was like, yeah, that's. But now it's fine. Now everyone gets it.
Yeah.
Everyone
how's YouTube
more or less,
going, Fluff?
Yeah. Or now it's, I'll get some call from some, old high school friend going, could you wish my dentist a happy birthday? Or, shit like that. Like that happens all the time.
That's funny. I mean, that's fun though. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah. I'll never ever complain about that.
That's funny. That'd be, I mean, because I remember in high school, I was just like, I knew I wasn't going to college, never went, never even pretended to try. I just knew something, it was going to be music, didn't know what it was, made a lot of mistakes growing up, did a lot of dumb shit.
Same.
And then I'm just so happy that I'm not where I used to live, because I don't think I would have gotten the support back there. Because my wife supports me, and she's actually pushing me to do more things, which I think is great. previous relationships, there was zero support. It's really hard to. I mean, how do you? I don't know. I didn't know how to do it, obviously, because I'm not with them anymore, right? But like when you
Right.
have these goals that you feel in your body, then you're like literally just like going to work, and you feel like you have 100-pound weight on your back, and all you can think about is going home so you can do what you want to do. You're up to 3 or 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. 30-minute sleep, crush a Red Bull, 3 coffees, somehow go to work, and then the cycle repeats.
Yeah.
That was my existence for a while, and just like becoming so hateful actually is what I really don't like about that. Is so legitimately hateful towards everyone. Very aggressive, just leave me alone. Literally, fuck off. Don't fucking talk to me. I don't know why that is.
I think it has a lot to do with sleep deprivation for one.
Probably.
But I don't know, like my big turning point was so I was desperately trying to, I don't know, make some kind of transition in the music industry. And I was the artist rep for Two Notes Audio Engineering. I was the customer service support for Positive Grid, and I was the artist rep for Evertune, while making my YouTube videos and being married and working at Boeing.
But looking back on all that, would you say that was a net positive right now?
It was. So, I mean, just the YouTube channel allowed me to get those jobs because, yeah, I can run your social media. I know what I'm doing, guys.
Right.
And so that allowed me to get my foot in the door. But then the big turning point was my now ex started banging her boss, and that was fucking great. And then so we decided to split up. And then 3 weeks later, I got fired from Boeing because someone complained that they saw me surfing the web at 3 o'clock in the morning because I work night shift.
What are you supposed to do at 3 o'clock in the morning?
You're supposed to read specs, Scott. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to read dry ass engineering specs. That's what you're supposed to do. That's not what anybody does, but because someone complained, all of a sudden the spotlight gets put on you, and I was basically ended up being fired for buying socks on Amazon outside of my lunch hour, is what the official reason was, right? Anyway, this is all technical bullshit. It was considered stealing because I also worked on a few government programs, and it was basically I was stealing time and ergo money from the government. Fucking stupid. But I was walked out on the spot. I was giving no notice. I was just like, they sat me down and like, look, you are one of the most productive dudes on your shift, on your team. Your numbers are through the roof. You are super valuable. However, because you're on this government program, we have to let you go because you were technically stealing from the government. Here's your pink slip. And then the security guards come out of the side room with a box, pack your fucking desk and get the fuck out right now. And I was like, okay. And that was that. And I was shell shocked, still dealing with my divorce and mentally and emotionally. So I immediately went to the grocery store. I got like 5 bottles of fucking Grey Goose vodka. And
yeah. I mean, that's what I would do. I mean, I think it's a normal reaction.
I couldn't even comprehend or digest, because dude, I have a house payment. Like, I have a mortgage. I have a fucking car payment. I live in this fucking bullshit, gated community where all the houses look the same and all your neighbors are mowing the lawn at the same time. I lived that life. That was the life I was living. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going to lose everything at age 35. Great. Fucking great. So I called my dad. So first I called my buddy Jared Dines, and I was like, hey man, this, I just got fired. And he's like, cool. You want to start a band now? Cause like, I have all these riffs from the YouTube channel, and he was just like, cool, let's start a band.
That sounds like, I mean, I've never ever talked to Jared, but like his personality on the video seems to line up with that phone call.
Yeah, I wasn't, how are you doing? How are you feeling? He was just like, cool, let's start a band. I'm going to bring over some beer. Let's barbecue. And I was like, yeah, okay, well, fuck yeah. I'm not doing anything tomorrow now. So like, this was like it was a Wednesday or some shit, or it was a Thursday. And so we started a band, and then I called my dad, and I was like, I'm gonna give a go at this fucking YouTube thing.
Right.
And I cashed out my VIP. I was vested. I had a retirement fund. I cashed out $50,000, which after extremely severe early withdrawal penalties, I saw about $28,000 of that.
Good God.
Yeah. And I lived off of that for a year while trying to do YouTube full time.
What year was this?
Here I am. This was July of 2015, almost exactly 6 years ago.
So I was going to ask this. I mean, you sort of answered the question already, like the single biggest moment. Obviously, it's probably Rob Scallion helping you out getting the channel. But
for sure,
when you started doing it the full time in 2015, I mean, you grew at a pretty fast clip. I mean, so how did you maintain the growth? And I mean, what was that? And what was happening? Because I mean, the Rob Scallion thing is cool, but I mean, everything is in peaks and valleys, right? So how were you able to just like keep going?
So by the time 2015 rolled around, I was at 65,000 subs. And that was only because of Rob. And then Rob also telling me, you need some kind of regular content, something regular. And so I started FAQ Mondays.
Yep.
As a regular thing. They weren't a regular thing prior. So I started doing that once 2015 rolled around, and once I got fired and divorced in the same fucking month.
Of course. Yeah.
I suddenly had nothing. I had nothing to do. I called. So my daughter's mother is so not. We were never married, so that was not my ex-wife. So I called my daughter's mom. Me and my daughter's mom are dear friends even today, and we split up when she was like 1. But we were always awesome and cool. And I called her, and I was basically like, look, you know what's going on with me. I just got fired from Boeing. I'm going to check out and like be in an alcoholic haze for about a month. So I'm fine, but I cannot emotionally be there for anybody else but myself right now. So I'm going to peace out for like a month. So tell the daughter I love her, and I'll see her in about a month. And I just, I suddenly had nothing to do. I woke up the next morning and you have nothing to do. So you just start making videos. The first video I made, which is still up on my channel, I think you can find it somewhere, is I basically make a video and I looked pale and I'm like, I just got fired today. I don't know if this channel is going to be around or not. I don't know what to do, but I'm letting you guys know in case suddenly I stop posting. I don't know what the fuck to do. And that was the big turning moment. The turning point for the channel. I just didn't know. I didn't know what to do. So suddenly I had all the time in the world to make all of the videos I ever wanted to make. And that's all I did out of fear. So I was incredible. Scared to death.
It's very, I think every creator, I'm sure Dines has a similar story to some degree where Rob too, I'm sure everyone has had a roadblock where it's like, is this what you want to do? Oh, this is what you want to do. Well, here's opportunity, but you're going to get fired and divorced and lose everything. But you got your chance to do YouTube now. Have fun. I mean, that's literally how life works. That is literally it.
Right. So, I think about that. I think about that every day of like, if I could see the people that were in my life today, it's weird to think that the last time I talked to a lot of those people in my life, my ex included and her family, the last me that they knew was, office job, kind of making these stupid videos me. Like that was the last, like that was almost 6 years ago now. It's like, holy shit, they could see me now. You know?
Is there any part of you that sort of takes some kind of like in that, or do you just kind of divorce yourself from those emotions?
No, I mean, living successfully is always the best revenge in any situation, I think. So my goal, I would be lying if I didn't say, like, you know, if I said it wasn't one of my goals to like, I'm gonna fucking be on the cover of a fucking magazine and you're gonna be in the grocery store working your fucking shit ass 9-to-5 job and be like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Who's on this guitar? What? Like, fuck yeah, that's a goal of mine. Fuck you. Like,
I like it. I think that's some good old healthy testosterone. We need more of that in this world.
Yeah. fuck everybody.
I'm a
Honestly.
fan, and that's I'm a big fan. So you have been around for a while. Would love to know what you think was the most embarrassing moment for you in your YouTube career, or the biggest mistake. Not I don't want it not mistake financially. I just mean like something where you did something and you're like, oh my god.
Okay, yeah. So there's two FAQs. The first two FAQs are just they're so fucking painful.
I'm gonna go watch them right now.
I thought about deleting them, honestly. But I care more about consistency and numbering, and like I couldn't. The first FAQ is episode 3. What? That would bug me even more, so I just leave them up.
No, why specifically are they embarrassing, my good sir?
Because I didn't know how to capture the audio correctly, so it's like super roomy, even though I did have an MXL 990 condenser microphone, which cost like $50 off camera, but it was still too far away. I'm barely even audible, and it's just really bad. It's just so awkward and painful.
All good. It just means you've grown. You can always go back and go, God. But people still liked me.
Arguable. And then and then there was a demo I did for a pickup set, and I thought it sounds even today like it sounds fine. The owner of this pickup company liked it as well, and then I go ahead and put it out, and the comments are nothing but how absolutely mind-numbingly bad this video is. And the owner of the pickup company then starts jumping into the comments going, yeah, I think this sucks. I think this isn't representative of what we sound like or what we're about. I don't know why it sounds this bad, but this sounds really, really bad. And then he was like going to all the social media platforms and like the forums at the time and like going, oh, that's not what they sound like. This is a really bad example. I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? That was weird. And I don't know what all the hubbub was about. Even like going back and watching it now, I'm just like, sounds fine. Like, I don't know what the problem was.
That's just the internet being the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had cases like this mix is shit. I'm like, and you have 0 videos, so your opinion is meaningless.
When I did the original video for, I think it was the Lace Death Buckers, I wrote what is now my channel theme song. Super slow, chuggy. I wanted something. I was listening to a lot of Meshuggah at the time, but I can't play like that, nor do I have an 8-string. I just wanted something real mid-tempo, real chuggy and simple, because I'm just such a huge fan of them. I wrote that. For months, people were just like, what the fuck is this? You can go back to that video and look at all the old sort comments by age. It's just nothing but hate. And now people are like, this is so sick, bro. It's just like, dude, come on. People hated that when it came out. Hated it.
Well,
Lace was even like, what the fuck?
Good on you for having the balls to just be like, I don't care. I like it.
The sense of ownership. I don't know. Yeah. So those were some cringe moments. One on my part, the rest on others' parts, I guess. I don't know. There are always stuff where I do and I'm just like, I was in an untreated room, so I couldn't hear the crazy amounts of low end that was going on. Like now you watch some of my stuff and it's just like, oh God. But well, whatever.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is like, well, the people that understand usually are not the ones commenting. That's the first thing I'll say. You know, like the people who get it are not going to sit there and go, it's okay, man, I get it. They're just going to be like, oh, okay. And then they'll make a decision or their own.
Yeah.
They'll come up with their own point of view and they just move on. And they forget about it. And then it's the other guy who can't do it anyway. So he's going to pick on you. And that's sort of my experience that I found. And so I've gotten very good at literally finding humor in some of the dumbest comments I've ever gotten in my life about a video that I've done.
But I mean, what kind of thing could you say to someone who maybe will experience that? Because they will. You know, when you get the odd shitty comments,
Um,
sometimes it's not a big deal. But when you get a ton, you know, just when
yeah,
people just start dumping,
yeah.
how do you roll with that? How do you deal with it?
Um, I don't know, man. I fall back to this is my fucking channel. Like, don't take ownership of my shit. Like, I
So
get that you watch my stuff while laying in bed or pooping, but you know, it ultimately it's what I want to do, and I do this for me, not you. So if you want to watch, sick, but like this is free, and you don't have to watch this. And in most cases, I don't even get mad. Like I feel bad because it's people are leaving negative comments because their life sucks so hard that they feel like projecting their sadness onto other people, other creator folks that are
mhm.
actually putting something out there positive and educational is going to make them feel better. And for that, I feel bad for them. That sucks. Because I have never, ever gone, I don't like this. You know what? I'm gonna tell this guy I fucking hate his fat fucking fingers, because I used to get those comments all the time too. Or,
Sorry. I mean, I'm
dude,
laughing because it's silly. Like, who
it's
wastes
so
their
silly.
time? I've never.
Dude,
Oh
me
man.
and Jared had this dude that used to make videos, and he was obsessed about us, and he actually threatened to kill us. He actually was threatening in videos to kill us. And we were on tour, and he was like, I'm gonna cut, I'm watch your back. I'm gonna fucking be out in the back. And I was just like, okay, where are you? Show up. Show up. He didn't. And we never
Of
heard
course
from him
not.
again.
Right.
But my point is, like, these people are in like sad situations, and you never know what someone's bullshit is. Ever. So, you know what? If making your shitty ass comment on my video makes you sleep better at night, then do it, because I'm not gonna lose any sleep. You're not gonna trample through my peaceful mind.
Yeah. That's so. I mean, what I'm basically hearing you say is just like, don't worry about it. It's your. I mean, it is your channel. You know. I mean, that's
Yeah.
like I always found in the beginning I made the mistake of trying to give the content that people wanted,
I
and
think
it
you do that
never.
though. Yeah. I did that too.
Yeah,
Eh,
and then you know what ends up happening actually is, at least for me, I can't speak for you, but what happened to me is the experience started to become very, very much not enjoyable because the way that I was experiencing it is I would do the content and they wouldn't watch it. So I've spent this time working on this stuff. It's not being consumed. Well, I have my own ideas. I do that. That does pretty well. And then these guys come back and be like, "Well, but yeah, but when are you going to do this other video?" I'm like, no one but you, if that, is going to watch it. I have other ideas. So I did a bunch of videos like that in the beginning where just, hey guys, tell me what you want to see. And then would make videos that, I mean, no one would watch. And so,
right.
um, now I've shifted. So I have a private Discord community for anyone who has purchased any of my courses. If they say they would like to see something, I'm listening. I'm
Yep.
listening. Random YouTube comment with 3, 4 digits in their name with no videos telling me how I could do better. I'm scrolling. I mean, I don't even read it or remember it, you know.
But it's a
But it,
totally different tact too, because like the person who's actually in your Discord is interested in supporting you and will never be like, hey, you're a fucking dickhead and I fucking hate the way. They're gonna be like, hey, you know what would be cool to see? You know what I'd
yeah,
love to see you do is, and it's gonna be so much more depth and constructive and actual meat on the thing that they are telling you than some random keyboard warrior. So like that, there's so much value in those people.
yep, yep. I have
I
so
love
much
those
fun, dude.
people.
I
Yeah.
used to have an open Discord a couple of years ago. Huge mistake. Do not recommend. Do not recommend open Discord if you've got a YouTube, because eventually it will devolve to just a bunch of nonsense. Once you get a few hundred people in there, it's you can't moderate it. You can't control it.
Right.
You can't.
Right.
Eventually, some dude is gonna get there who's just gonna troll everyone. He's gonna push everyone away. And I deleted it. I was like, "Phew, I am washing my hands of that, getting rid of it. The private Discord for people who have invested in themselves, like, hey, I'm serious enough that I'm going to do this thing. I'm all ears. I chat all the time in there. I'm like, hey, man, what's your problem? What's going on? How can I help you? No problem. You know, actually, I think they get way more attention than anybody else from YouTube.
Good.
And it's so much more enjoyable to talk with them because if it's actually they'll give you specific reasons why they're struggling with something. Because you get the classic YouTube Tommy.
Right.
I can't figure this out. That's it? What specifically? Could you?
Right.
I mean, even if you answer them, that's it. You know, this program sucks. Okay. What am I supposed to do with this? Yeah. That was amazing. Thank you for that very well thought out argument. I'm gonna absolutely consider that the next time I'm making a video. What? No.
Right.
But it's so yeah. I mean, like I like what you said there. You know, if you get piled on, just stand up for yourself. Basically, it's your channel, it's your video, and I have absolutely zero issues banning people off my. I have banned people. I see a dumbass comment, I'm just like, yeah, gone. I don't care if they start attacking me. Gone. I don't read comments really that much anymore because I'm actually finally at that point now where I'm getting I can't answer them anymore. There used to be that point in time where you get like 7 or 8 per video, and you can just sit there and be like, oh man, I'm gonna answer everybody.
I love for a few years it was so taboo to delete comments because you're manipulating your audience or something like that. He fucking deleted my comment. No, I didn't. But now I am.
Yeah, right.
Stop deleting my comment. Whoop. Oh, what did you say? Oh. Is there a rule that says I can't do that? No. Because this is my channel.
Yeah, it's your channel, i.e. extension of your house. If you're going to come into my house and say stupid shit, I would kick you out of my house too.
Yeah, I don't ever, if you want to talk shit to me, fine, do it. But when people threaten other people commenting innocuous stuff, that's when I'm just like, nope, I'm gonna ban you. Boop.
Done. What kind of doors and opportunities are you able to open with? Are you able to deal with now today because of the YouTube stuff? Actually.
Anything gear related, whether it be audio, guitar amp, effects pedal, recording, anything like that, I'm super lucky now I can pretty much call up anybody I need to and be like, hi, you know who I am, I know who you are, let's have a conversation about getting something on the channel or whatever. There is that thing of like, hi, I have this many numbers and all that stuff. I don't have to do that anymore at all, ever.
Oh, that's awesome.
Actually, I don't ever have to hit up companies. I haven't hit up a company in years. It's been a long time since I've actually had to reach out to somebody and be like, hi, I want to talk about, also the singer of my band, Tony, he manages most of my YouTube stuff, as far as like the emails and like, he works out all of the sponsored stuff.
Got it.
And the terms. I don't want to deal with money or timelines or anything like that. So now it's him going, here's the thing, you want to do it? Yeah? Okay, cool. It needs to be done by this date. And that's it. That's all I know about it. I don't have to do the back and forth things for the emails.
God, I'm dreaming about that. That would be so great.
Dude, it's life-changing because the amount of time that you spend doing emails is as much time on the videos. Also with like the social media thing, I'm friends, like I have some of my real life friends are huge actual rock stars. And that's cool. It's really cool to like when you like, hey, did you see this thing? Like, I have like,
you don't have to say you don't have to name anybody.
Okay, well I can't. Okay, but I will though, because this is actually funny. Like Bill from Mastadon will call me up. Well, he's on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. And he'll forget the time differences. So he'll call me like, he'll call me. I'll wake up at like 6:30 in the morning like to a phone call, and like I'll roll over, and like, you know, my lady be like, who is everything, like, is everything okay? Who's calling you? And I'm like, it's Bill. And I'm like, hey, what's up, dude? And he's like, dude, did I just, shit, you're the West Coast. Sorry, man. I'm sorry. Hey, I got a question about this Helix preset that you sent me last night. I'm like, right? Like, I'm not, how can I be mad that Bill from Mastadon's calling me with a Helix question? Like,
Oh,
so that
funny.
kind of stuff is hilarious. My lady doesn't find it hilarious, but I find it hilarious.
Oh, that's really cool. I mean, and I understand how you feel because I was able to interview Carl Sanders from Nile.
Whoa.
My favorite
He's a cool
guitar
dude.
player. My favorite guitar player, and we've been able to keep in contact, basically, more or less.
That's awesome.
And I also got to to interview Nicholas Barker, who is the reason I started playing drums
Wow.
twice. So I mean,
That's pretty cool.
that's pretty amazing. Actually, I never thought, I'm 15 years old listening to Dimmu Borgir and Cradle of Filth. Be like, don't worry about that. In about 20 years, you're gonna talk to him. It's like, get fucked. That'll never happen.
But
Next thing you
also,
know-
all of those people that like you grew up idolizing and stuff, we're all just people, man. Like I always look at it like this giant football team, and some people are the quarterback, some people are the running back,
Yep,
some people
yep.
are, but everyone has their spot, and it's all just, I don't know, man. It's just everyone trying to figure it out too. That's all it is.
That is literally, I don't. You are so right on that because especially with mixing, even though we're not really talking about mixing, but you never
Same thing.
know if it's gonna work or not. Like
Nope.
CLA is CLA because he has a sound, but I know that CLA is going into a mix going, whew, how am I gonna do this?
Or if he's not, which most of the time he's not anymore, it's because he's done 25,000 mixes.
Yeah. Right.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. So that when you get to that number, you should have a good idea of how things work. But
Exactly.
I mean, like I'm working on the next, stuff that I need to do, and it's always the same. It's like I have the skills, but it's like there's so much experimentation. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. So with YouTube, you don't know if it's gonna work or not, and you just have to keep doing it. I mean, and this literally segues perfectly into my next question, which is people are gonna comment and be like, "Why'd you have to do it every single time?" What's the biggest piece of advice, or pieces of advice you would give to someone who is either thinking about doing this or has just recently started?
Do what you find is interesting. People want to see you being interested in things that you like. So like it's going back to we've both tried to do stuff that you think people will like that doesn't work. That's so fucking fake.
Yeah.
Just do what you think is awesome, no matter what it is. If you think sewing is sick, then make your content around that.
Good point, by the way. It doesn't have to be music related, obviously.
No.
It could be whatever you want it to be, whatever it is you need to do. So it's like we joked a little bit about the Stone Age of YouTube and shit like that. How things were back then. Like you say, like there's no what's an influencer, sponsored videos. Okay.
Yeah.
To where it is now, but where do you think this is gonna go to? I mean, do you think YouTube as a platform is gonna continue to exist? Like change?
Yeah.
Do you think like because my hypothesis is that people don't care what the reviews say on Sound anymore or Musician's Friend. They go straight to YouTube and they type TSC or Max on OD 808 review.
Yep. It's YouTube is going to continue to be around. It's honestly going to be the next. It is the next TV. I think so. It's replacing. Obviously there's no television shows putting out the content because that's all, gate kept by the networks and stuff like that. But it's replacing print media and television.
Yes.
And so now it's this new thing of like, okay, well, Guitar Center doesn't carry any of the cool shit anymore, so, and I can't have access to play it, but I think it looks pretty cool and I'm interested in it, so I'm gonna go on YouTube and see what these people that can play it think about it. And that has given me a career, and so it's just going to continue to evolve. But I think in the gear or the music industry, I mean, it's already kind of started to implode a little bit, but like, gear companies are going to align themselves with the creators and influencers that they like. And, it's going to be harder and harder and harder for the little guy to come up. However, having said that, there's always room at the top for the best. So anything actually good is going to bubble up to the surface. But it's so diluted now.
What if I would say, the dilution is what I want to talk about. So what if I would say, like, for example, if you want to make a channel and all you want to do is just show what the amp sounds like in a mix, yeah, sorry, Ola did that 15 years ago or whatever, how long ago it was. That's not interesting anymore. But if you are just let's say, for example, what the kid or the person finds interesting is messing to find interesting guitar tones, creating a mix and showing how they did the mix.
There you go.
I mean, that it can be literally just as simple as that. And to piggyback about what you're saying is, as long as you are you, I think is what I would add to what you were saying. As long as it's like, people know me well enough that when I put out a video and I start like ranting a bit and I start F-bombing all over the place, I'm legitimately pissed off. Okay, it's not like it's not one of my personas. It's just like, I'm getting this off my chest. Fuckity fuck 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 fuck. Like Cartman did in Bigger, Longer, and Uncut in 1997.
Yeah.
See, we are the same age, Fluff. It's fantastic.
I saw it in theaters, man. Yep.
It's so nice to tell jokes that people understand. Oh. Oh, man. Back in the day with 90-second anti-skip Discman.
Dude. Those were a thing of beauty.
People are like, what? Google 90-second.
Your big ass CD book.
Right?
Hang on, dude.
The one like this.
Dude, hang on. You got to hear this thing right now. Hang on.
All right.
Hang on. I'll find it.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, it's not there. Where the hell is it? It was right next to my ABBA record. Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I had everything alphabetical, so I knew where everything was.
That's fine if one of your buddies isn't fucking around and pulling shit out.
Yeah, that's true. I remember, did you do the thing where, like, this is so dumb. Like, my cousin had the giant, like, the one with the 4 discs per page.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, the thing would be this thick when it's loaded. We're not kidding, guys. It's literally...
And it weighed as much as you did. And God forbid if you had to slam on the brakes and that thing hit you.
I forgot all about this. Oh my God.
So if you did alphabetical, so here's why I abandoned alphabetical. What if you get new CDs? What are you gonna do? Take all the time to move everything down a slot?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Or if you have a really fancy booklet, you get a blank page and you put it in.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't have that. Yeah,
I didn't either. See, couldn't afford that.
What I started, like in the beginning, I was like, I'm gonna have the CD here, and then on the next page, that's the CD art. And then I'm like, fuck, I could get twice the amount of CDs if I just put the CD art and the CD. But no, that scratches the disc. I don't want to do that. Okay, I'm just gonna do the CDs.
Yeah.
Forgot all about this.
And then you run out of room and you don't want to buy another booklet, so then you start doubling them up.
Yep. Start double them. Like, what is this back here? Shit, I don't know. Okay, that's not even mine. Let's put that back in there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, mix CD 5. Who the hell?
Oh, you remember getting the first CDR? You get like the Sharpie with the fine point. And you're like, I can write so much shit on this, and you're like, track 1, and it's all perfect, and by the end you're like, Jesus Christ, and it's like unreadable by the bottom of the disc because you're tired of writing. Good times, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're old.
Dude, it's so fun. Just thinking about those big fucking. They just also reminded me of the Trapper Keeper.
Oh my God.
You remember the Trapper Keeper?
I never liked them because the fucking things were such bullshit. The plastic rings, those didn't work. But the graphics of that fucking car on the front were sick, though.
I was gonna say.
Legit awesome.
Yeah, like with the zipper. Oh, remember some kid would come in and be like, look at my camper thing. Shink, shink, shink. All the pens and the papers and everything. And then they started banning Trapper Keepers in my school. They're like, no more Trapper Keepers.
Wow.
The best, you can never talk shit about the good old-fashioned brown paper bag book cover.
My favorite.
Nope. All you guys who have no idea what we're talking about, go to Google and go grocery bag, brown paper bag, book cover. And so many inappropriate designs and words and things were created on those.
It was a blank canvas.
Yep. Math
So good.
is gay, scribbled out. Math is stupid, scribble. All that.
Your buddy drew a dick on it.
Yeah. Like, dude.
Bro.
We don't do this anymore. Did you get the agendas? Were you around when the agendas started coming out?
No.
So the agendas where they started issuing agendas where date by date you could class by class write what you were going to do. Well, that happened around 7th or 8th grade for me, so you would have been 11th, 12th grade, I think.
Yeah, I graduated in 99.
Yeah, so I think it may have happened just a little bit after that. But anyway, literally across the country, by the way. I'm from Wisconsin, so...
Okay.
So the thing to do then was, with your agendas, is you don't use it for writing anything useful, of course. What do? You turn it into a swimsuit catalog. Look at all the girls from the Sports Illustrated swimsuit catalog. That's what you do. Well,
that's amazing.
Why would you do it? That's what you do. Or back in the day, because skating was very popular, you take the periodical from the library and you rip out the skating pictures and you glue those motherfuckers in there.
Yeah.
So you got the boobs and the skates and the Vans logo all together.
Wow. That's very creative.
I didn't do that. I was doing
all right.
Cradle of Filth.
Oh,
and
okay.
girls were definitely included, obviously. But I mean, that's, yeah. Wow. 1999. I was in 8th grade. Good times.
Wow. Where do you even go from there?
I don't know. I know where we can go. How the fuck did you manage to come up with ridiculous reverb listings?
It was like anything else. I was mad. And then I was mad at when Eddie Van Halen died. Like, instantly, what was an $900 amp was $2,500, and people were buying them at that price. It just pissed me off. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna rant for video, and I only plan to make the one. And then my buddies, like, I know the guy who runs all of Reverb.com, and he called me. He was like, "Bro, we're passing that video around the office. Like, what are you doing? You're nuts." And I was like, "Wow, that's weird." And then I had like a friend from high school hit me up, like, "Hey, this came through my work email. Saw your roast on Reverb Listings or something." I was like, "Damn, okay, well, that's cool." So they're fun to do.
Oh man, I laughed my ass off at your play baseball one. So people haven't seen that one. You're like, it's time to play baseball. Fuck you! I absolutely died because I was like, where the fuck are you? Baseball? Where are you going with that? And then you just, fuck you. And I'd never heard that one before, so I legitimately LOL'd, as they say. For real. I found that extremely funny. I think it was the Evanescence video. I don't remember which one, but I mean, like, I found that funny.
I totally underestimate who watches my videos, because in my mind, I'm still the dude with 70,000 subs that just lost his job. Like,
Sure.
that's how I'll always be to me in my mind. And I love how dude from Evanescence commented. I pinned the comment 'cause he's like,
I saw that. Yeah, I'm the guy you never
Hi.
heard of.
I'm the guy you never heard of. I'm just like, ooh, or like all the Tom DeLonge listings and stuff.
Yeah.
Tom has seen those. Like Tom has seen and laughs at all of those. Like, I'm just like, what? That's so wild. Like,
It's a genius series though, because like, I mean, how about like a series? I remember you used to do the Beard Files. Was that just something that like flopped? I mean,
no, it's just I didn't. I ran out of stuff to talk about because I don't ever want to. I want to feel like I'm adding something to the proverbial conversation and not just rehashing what someone else has already said.
got it.
So
Okay.
I'll still do one every once in a while, but I don't know. Like, if I don't have anything to rant about, I just won't do one.
So what has been something that's just like legitimately just flopped?
Actually, something that's legitimately flopped now. It didn't start out that way, but Riff Wars. I used to do the Riff Wars. I started the first one was me and Jared, million views.
Nice.
Me, Jared, and Rob Scallon, million views. Me, Jared, and Rabia, 3 million views. I left. I didn't do it because it was so hard to get the people to do it how I wanted them to do it. High quality, like not a camera phone and not, I wanted it done a very specific way. It was like 2 years before I did another one. I did one with Pete Cottrell, 10,000 views. And then I did another one with Stay Metal Ray, 12,000 views. I was just like, okay, that's dead.
We're done. Yeah.
Doesn't
That's
matter.
interesting.
Yeah.
So I guess
Who cares?
just like too much time. I guess. Yeah.
People forgot about it and lost interest. And also that concept, by the time I came back to it, had gotten old.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So, which is fine. They're a real pain in the ass to do. So
I guess the lesson is, I mean, just try any idea because you never know. I mean, it's so obvious now that doing content about silly gear listings, but I have never seen that before. Really?
It was really a takeoff of the Raider Roast My Rig videos that I do for people's rigs. And I thought, what if I just start roasting these fucking listings that I'm seeing on Reverb?
Yeah, I think I've watched every one you've done. That baseball one, I still giggle about it when because it'll just pop in my head for no reason. Fuck you. I just don't. Where did you hear that?
I don't know. No, that was totally off the cuff. I don't know. Like, me and I grew up and like me and my cousins and my dad used to talk shit to each other all the time. And like, that was something.
I was totally off guard. Like what you did there.
Yeah.
I was like, that's fucking funny. I really like that. So continue with that because that's pretty much going to be content till the end of time.
I know, and it'll never run out either.
No, because there's always some silly shit. But I understand what you mean about the Eddie Van Halen stuff because I'm not a big fan of the 5150 actually, but whatever. But I mean, it always happens.
This
like
is
that.
over. We're done.
Yeah. Goodbye. How about go fuck yourself? Yeah. Dude, I think we could just keep chatting forever, but I think you probably have some stuff to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat. That's what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna eat too, and I'm gonna continue. Yeah, that's a good idea. But listen, man, it was like I said when we talked about the drum stuff on your channel. Super great honor just to talk to you because I've been following you for
Thanks,
so many years
man.
and watching your videos, and
Thanks, man.
I just really like what you do. I mean, we have totally different tastes in music and stuff, but I just liked watching to hear what you had to say, what your opinion was, how you felt about certain things, and to see your approach to stuff and how you mix and how you do stuff. Because, when you're working extreme metal all the time, everything's kind of in a certain way, unfortunately.
Sure.
So, like
Sure.
when we did the collaboration with your guitar riff, I had a lot of fun working on that because I don't work on that stuff all the time. Usually it's blast beat or, all right, what kind of fill am I going to do here? And then here it's like I had to sit back and go, what am I going to do here actually? So I had a great deal of fun. And
Thanks, man.
It was a great big pleasure to speak with you today. And
thanks for having me.
the last thing I want to say is Fluff has a creator's course on
I
Ye
do.
Olden Pro Mix Academy. And I am going to metagame him hard right now. And I am going to put his affiliate link in my description.
What?
Because I want to just show my appreciation for Fluff
Wow,
taking the
thanks,
time to come chat with me. And
That's cool.
I really, really, really do appreciate it. So I will get nothing, and I'm fine with that. But the creators course, can you give like a
I'll cut 'em
two
in.
sentences? Oh yeah. Two. I just want to see
I'll
your
send you some
titties.
coffee and
Titties.
some
Titties.
and some. That's on my OnlyFans. Okay.
All right. 1 month free. Come on.
Link down below. My
Link down
OnlyFans.
below. Click. So 2 sentences. 2 sentences about your creator course. What we got there?
If you're a creator and want to up your game, get this course because it's really about it's about making and mixing your stuff for honestly social media stuff. It's not making stuff for YouTube is not making records. They're not the same thing fundamentally. So
Correct.
if you're a creator, get this course.
Cool. Awesome. So do it. And like I said, it's his link. I get nothing. All I get is happiness that Fluff noticed me. My nipples are very hard right now.
Okay. You'll get a shoulder rub. Don't worry, pal. You'll get a shoulder
all
rub.
right. All right, good stuff. So if you guys have any questions for Fluff, leave them down below. If there are some questions later on in the future, I might be able to massage Fluff back into another interview.
Yes, please.
Okay, all right. All right, so Fluff, where are your socials? Where can people find you if they don't know who you are?
Riffs and Beards, on any of the socials, just type in Riffs and Beards or Fluff. I'm there.
Cool. All right, man. So thanks a lot, man. I really do appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. So
Thanks,
we'll
man.
see you
Good night.
guys in the next video. Have a good one.
So yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Can I stop talking to that fucking idiot?